Good morning, girls. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Janey here. Welcome back to my garden. It is a beautiful, bright, early morning. It is actually 6 a.m. and Jason and I are very motivated to get started today. So what you can see, Jason is hand watering all of the plants that we have not gotten planted yet in the ground. It's been a big project to get all these plants planted, and then somebody just keeps buying more plants. It's very annoying, but we've gotten to the point where we're spending so much time hand watering all of these plants, and they're kind of suffering because as it's getting hotter, they're sitting out here in our carport, trying to survive the heat. They need to get in the ground. Now, to kind of defend myself and defend us for not getting all these plants in the ground already, I am a full-time content creator. I create 5 videos a week, and of those videos, I want to do a lot of planting videos so that I can show you all the plants that I love, that I'm planting in my garden, why I like them, why I think they're such a cool plant. So part of the reason why we haven't gotten all these in the ground already is because I've been waiting and saying, no, we're not going to plant that plant today because I want to film a video about it, a planting video. Well, the problem with that is that you can only do so many videos a week, and we have too many plants, and there are other videos that I want to do as well. So it's just gotten to the point that I'm just going to have to forego the planting videos, and I have to get them in the ground. And then if I want to tell you all about the really cool plant, I'll talk to you about it once it's already in the ground. That's what we've decided. So for today, the goal is to get as many of these plants in the ground as possible and hooked up to drip so that Jason doesn't have to water them in the morning. And we just want to try and decrease the amount of time that we're maintaining these plants, get them on like autopilot with the drip irrigation so that we don't have to worry about it and we can get on to other fun things. I don't know how much we're going to get done today. My goal is to get them all planted today. That might be a little optimistic. We might have a part 2 of this planting video as well. But at least for right now, we're just going to go for it. So I am going to be setting out the plants, digging the holes, planting them, and then Jason is going to follow me with irrigation and get them all hooked up just so that he can cut back on the amount of time that he is hand watering all of these plants. Then after we get that done, we have some more areas in our garden where we don't have drip hooked up. That's our second goal for this week, is to get all 100% of the drip irrigation hooked up so that he spends probably like 45 minutes to an hour in the morning hand watering everything, and it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff to be hand watering. So we just need country living. We just need to get on it now at this point, just so that we can get on to other stuff, like cleaning up all the stuff we have around here. We just have a lot to do. So let me show you all the plants that we're going to plant today. So I'm a little disappointed because I had plans for all these really cool planting videos to do with all of these plants. I have plans for every single one of these plants, but it's just not going to happen. We just need to get them in the ground. So I have a lot of nasturtium. I have some veronica. I have some amazing fuchsia right there. I can't wait to get that in the ground. I have some pineapple lily, which is a new plant that I think is super, super cool. Fanula gave me this lilac. It's a white lilac. It was kind of a leftover that she had, and she gave it to me, which is very exciting. So that's going to go in the backyard. I have some Salvia leucantha that I'm going to get in the Best for the West garden. I have a Verbena de la Mina, which is so exciting that I got my hands on that. That was at Cottage Gardens as well. I've been talking about wanting to put orange in my garden, and so I got a Thunbergia, an orange Thunbergia, and then over to my left I have an obelisk that I'm going to put in the ground. These are a bunch of ice plants from Proven Winners. You can see this variety is kind of suffering, but this variety is happy as a clam. This is Kaleidoscope Orchard Flash. So that's going in the Best for the West garden as well. Then I have Helen von Stein that I'm going to put in that orange and purple garden. These purple fountain grass probably aren't going to get planted today because I'm putting them in pots around the hot tub. So these probably are the ones that are not going to get planted today. Man, I'm going to think about this hibiscus because these were my leftover hibiscus that I had from my hibiscus hedge. So I have to decide where I'm going to plant those. And then over here, I also have some annuals that I want to plant as well. So like I said, it might take more than one day, but we're up early and we have this whole day dedicated to getting all of these plants in the ground and all of these plants hooked up to drip. And my goal is next week, I'll be able to tell you all that we have it all done. We'll see. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. We've been working for 3 hours, getting a lot of stuff done. It's a bit windy today, but that's keeping the temperature down. So I am happy. I will definitely take that over triple digits. So Jason did some hand watering, and then he also sprayed BT this morning, Bacillus thuringiensis. That is what we spray on our supertunias to protect against budworms. So we haven't seen any issues thus far this year, but that might be because we're really on it this year with spraying BT, or they're just not here yet. I don't know. We'll see. So that was done. Now he's gotten started on following me around and hooking everything up to drip that I plant so that we're not just moving the plants from one place to another and still having to water them. The point is to get them in the ground and get them hooked up so we don't have to worry about them anymore. So let me turn the camera around and I'll show you what I've planted so far. So first, in this beautiful, beautiful garden bed, I planted my Verbena de Lamina right here. It's going to get about 4 feet wide, and I was looking for something that could be a stop, like an ending point to this lemon coral sedum hedge, and I think this is going to be really perfect because it's going to get big. It's almost going to cover, not almost, it is going to cover the metal edging right here and go into the pathway, so I think that will be really pretty. Then, coming this way, I planted the 3 Helen von Stein lambs here. I actually started off, if you can believe it, I'm shaking my head right now. I started off with 7 of them in this spot. And then I thought, Janie, what are you doing? What are you doing? That is overplanting, because 3 is going to be absolutely plenty. They're going to take over and they are going to spread a little bit. They're really easy to control. You just divide them, but they're going to be beautiful, and it's going to be a really nice contrast with this coral lemon, chartreuse lemon coral sedum. I think that that's going to be gorgeous. Then coming over here underneath the fig tree, I have this Gartenmeister fuchsia, which is going to get about 3 by 3, and it's going to be beautiful. This is a part shade plant, which is actually going to be perfect underneath this fig tree as it's going to get this morning sun, and then it's going to be shaded by the fig tree for the rest of the day. And I think it's going to be happy as a clam right here. I do want to show you something really terrible. Really terrible. I showed you all in my front garden tour that we had signs of a gopher, and yeah, we definitely have a gopher here. So my poor artichoke plant is absolutely done. I mean, it's just kind of faded. It's leaning over, which is so sad because look at these beautiful flowers right there. So, and then the cardoons, which they weren't supposed to like to eat, one by one, I'm coming out here and they're all just, the roots are just getting eaten. Ouch. Eaten like that. See that? Oh man, it's terrible. And then I can see the holes right there. So we do have traps. We're going to set the traps tonight. I've just never done it before, so I'm just I just don't want to do it basically, but I know I have to do it. It's the type of thing that you got to get on it right away, before it kind of gets out of hand. And right now it's getting out of hand. So RIP this beautiful garden bed. I really love this garden bed. It doesn't look like they've bothered the lavender. I don't know, knock on wood. We'll see what happens. Coming over here to this area, I had a little bit of trouble with this area. First off, I had the Santa Barbara salvia, the Salvia leucantha. These are the purple ones. My friend Pri gave me a white one, which I want to plant, but I want to plant that in a different spot. So these were planted fine, but then I wanted more of this Helen von Stein right here, and you can see my issue. Right here, the drainage is absolutely terrible. The soil is super compacted, so I pre-moistened it, and then I dug the holes, and then I filled them with water again, and now I'm watching them drain so slowly, and it's kind of concerning because I don't think these plants are going to like this poor draining soil. So I don't know. I'm not totally sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to think about it. I might just plant them and just kind of see how they do. Like this hole is completely fine, but look at this hole. Look at that. It's just sitting water in there. So I got to figure out what to do. Then coming over here where Jason's working, I planted this pink radiant stellosperma or ice plant. I'm really excited about this because Deb in San Diego, she had ice plant as ground cover and she used it as kind of like a weed suppressant, which is exactly what I need in this spot. This spot is really, really bad. So I'm hoping at least it can help with the weed suppression. I don't think it's going to solve it, but I think it's going to help slow it down a little bit so that we can stay on top of it. So Jason and I, I planted 6 of them. Jason planted this inline emitter tubing, Jason installed this inline emitter tubing so that hopefully this ice plant can kind of spread all over. I think it's supposed to get 24 inches wide. So it's going to be just kind of this mat of ice plant. And like I said, Deb uses it all over her garden. She doesn't even irrigate it actually. Down in the hills of San Diego, and she really likes it, and I just thought it was a beautiful ground cover. And these have little pink blooms. Can you see that? Little pink blooms. So I think it'll be really pretty. I'll see how it does. I'm going to keep the mulch away from it, so hopefully it will spread. And then finally, I planted a couple Kufia right here, and then some Goldilocks creeping Jenny underneath the Truffula Pink Gomphrena, which Jason is hooking up to the drip right now. And this combination is kind of a classic combination. A lot of people do the Goldilocks Creeping Jenny underneath the Truffula Pink Gomphrena, and I can see why, because it's so beautiful. It's a perfect combination. So the Creeping Jenny is actually really good for erosion control. It has all these roots, and it'll spread, which a lot of people don't like that about it. I actually want it to spread. It doesn't spread fast enough for me, and that spreading is going to keep the soil from sliding down this mound that we've made. So it's actually the perfect plant to go right here, right on this berm. Then the other thing we did is we cut back our neighbor's walnut tree. We just limbed it up right here. It looks so much better. I'm going to leave it though like that because it's giving the shade garden some shade, which is exactly what I want. I'm having a little bit of trouble with the shade garden because it's just not as much shade as I thought it would be. I'm waiting for the Clematis armandii to grow for, up and over these trellises right here for some more shade as well. But right now, some of the plants, like my hostas, look at that. That is not happy at all right there. So I'm just going to leave it, let it go through this year and see how it does. But it's just not as much shade as I expected. So that's why we're going to leave more of this tree kind of hanging over so that I can get as much shade over here as possible. So we've gotten a lot done. I'm going to take a coffee break. I did get completely attacked by mosquitoes this morning. I never think of mosquitoes being out in the morning, but they're out in the morning. So I just put some bug spray on, but it definitely I think I got 3 bites on my face. So it is actually about 4 o'clock in the afternoon now, and I am tired. I am tired. We got started at 6 a.m. today. So it's definitely been a long day. I had been working, and then Jason ran out of drip emitters, half-gallon per hour drip emitters, and some tubing. So we ended up going to the store to pick up some more drip irrigation supplies. And now that I'm back, I think I'm done for the day. I mean, it was a long day anyway. I got a lot done. I would say probably like 3/4 of the way through all the plants, but not totally done, which is kind of what I expected. I didn't expect I would finish all in one day. But let me turn the camera around and I'll show you all what I did finish. So the last place that I ended up planting was underneath the Chinese pistache tree by the chicken coop. I'm just going to warn you all, this is the 3rd time I've tried filming this because I'm like jello. Like my arms are jello, my brain is jello from using that thing all day long. I am just not thinking clearly. So if I don't make sense, I apologize. So basically, I love planting underneath here because, I mean, look at how beautiful this dappled light is. These plants are going to be so happy here because of the light, not because of the soil. The soil here sucks. It's terrible. It is like so compacted and hard. Look at this hole that I dug. I dug with my auger, and then I put some water in it to try and loosen it up and make it easier to dig. And that water's been sitting there for about 2 hours, which means this is absolutely terrible drainage. So I am trying to put a quick fire fab hydrangea right there, which I think will be perfect if I could fix the soil, I'm going to have to amend it or something. Over here on the other side of the chicken coop, I have a Pinky Winky Prime. That's going to get about 9 feet tall, so it's going to be perfect. That's going to hide all that junk back there. And then I have one more. I have a little lime punch right there that's smaller. It's only about 3 feet tall and wide right there. I think this one gets about 6 feet tall and wide, 6 to 8 feet. And then I have my bloomerang lilac right there, and that I think gets about 6 feet as well. I'll put it on the screen. I have 2 foxtail ferns. I wish I had 2 more or even 3 more to kind of put around here, which I'll try and do. I have a random coleus that was left over from my front patio makeover, and then I have this geranium matarense that Fanula gave me that reseeds itself really well, and I think this will be a perfect place to reseed itself. So lots of green foliage back here, but that's kind of what I want. I want this area to be all nice and lush if I can get the soil working okay. I also did put this one lilac here. This is an angel white lilac. It's supposed to be pretty good for heat, and it's going to get about 10 feet tall. So it's basically going to be a little tree, but it's going to cover the tank really well. And then, not to get into too many details, but Jason and I have a plan for something that's going to block right here, and it's going to divide these two places, but we're obviously not going to do that until later on in the season. But that's one of the reasons why I'm putting this lilac right there. So I did get a lot of stuff done. None of this is hooked up to drip yet, unfortunately, but that's just because Jason ran out of drip. Now he has it, but like I said, we're very tired, so we want to be done with the day. Okay, so let me show you over here. Jason's cleaning up a little bit, restocking the drip irrigation wagon with all the stuff that we just got. So this wagon is basically a game changer. We just take this around with us wherever there is work to be done with the irrigation, and then we have all the supplies that we need. So it's very, very helpful. We got most of the annuals planted, which is fantastic because those are the hardest to keep happy. I still have a couple right here. I have the Goldilocks creeping jenny, some more supertunia, and some more salvia, and I need to get those planted. Probably do that tomorrow if I end up doing anything tomorrow, because right now my arms are just, like I said, jello. So I have these grasses right here. These grasses aren't going to get planted because they're going in pots around the hot tub. I have the hibiscus, which I think I know where I'm going to put it. I'll show you all in a second. Just some more Delosperma that needs to go somewhere. This is the Calandria. Is that how you say it? Calandria spectabilis. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I love it. This piece fell off, and I think I'm going to try and root that because I want more of these. Some more hibiscus, some more veronica, just some random stuff. But all in all, I think we did really good. We got a lot of stuff planted. So let me show you the front yard. Okay, so up here in the orchard is mainly where I work today. So let me start over here. First off, I did the creeping jenny underneath the Truffula pink gomphrena. I already showed you most of that, but I did add some more. And then you just saw the other creeping jenny I still have over in the carport area, and I think that I am going to add more. Then I had 2 of the evergreen clematis, or the clematis armandii. So I put another one right there on the inside, and I put another one over there on the inside. So it's just even more foliage. If you can't tell, I'm very anxious to get this foliage going on these walls. It's growing really fast. I mean, look at this one. It's all the way up to there already. But I'm being impatient. We did clean up this tree, which I think looks so much better. I did put the ice plant, the Delosperma here. That doesn't look amazing right now, but that looks amazing, so we'll just focus on that. I had one more of Surefire Rose, so I planted that there. I had the Salvia leucantha right there. This is what I wanted to show you. So I dug all these holes for the Helen von Stein lamb's ear, and just like in the backyard, the drainage was absolutely terrible here. It took forever for these to drain out. So I'm kind of afraid to put the Helen von Stein lamb's ear in these holes because these guys need good drainage. So my wonderful husband, Jason, I'm giving you credit for the hibiscus.
Oh, yeah.
right? So Jason had the idea of putting those 4 extra ballet slipper summer effect hibiscus right here since they can handle the extra water. Now that's not going to be technically a best for the West plant, but for now, I think I might as well put them in there. I can always move them if I want to, but I think that that's a really good spot for them. Coming over here, I have a new one. It's called a pineapple lily. Well, a new one for proven winners, I should say. It's called the pineapple lily, and you can see there's my first bloom right there. It should be pretty interesting. I've never grown this plant before, but they think that it's going to do really well in my environment, so I'm excited to see how it does. And then right behind that, I got 3 Breath of Heaven right here for a pop of chartreuse in this area, which I definitely needed. I do have this new obelisk that I think looks incredible right here. And this Thunbergia, this orange Thunbergia is going to grow very, very quickly up and over it. So this is the pop of orange that I really wanted in this garden bed. So I'm excited to have that here, there. I don't even want to look over here because seriously, every hour it just gets worse and worse and worse. So we are doing something about it for sure. Then there's that Verbena de la Mina I already showed you all. Coming over here, more Helen von Stein. Gosh, the wind just picked up a lot. I have the Gartenmeister fuchsia right there. That is more afternoon sun than I imagined. Okay, I'll have to watch that. That's how it always is. I'm just not totally used to the sun in all stages of the day in my garden yet. And so it's just like, I've been out here where the sun is behind the orange tree. And so I just thought, oh, this has mostly shade all day. I'll just have to watch it. I'm just going to watch it. But coming around here, first off, look at my homestead verbena. Look at how good this looks. This plant is just a beautiful plant. And with that cedar, oh my goodness, I just love it. Over here in this area, I had a couple more of the Plan the Blue Salvia, so I put there, and then I put some Agastaki, that's a new one for 2025 as well. So I will show you all that later. That plant right there is suckers from a plum tree that we cut down. So I have to use the sucker punch. Actually, no, the stump and vine killer, because the stump and vine killer will actually kill the plant. The sucker punch will just kill the suckers, and I actually want to kill the plant. So yes, I feel like I got a lot of stuff done today. We got a lot of stuff planted. I think I had really high hopes to get 100% of it done, which I don't know why I do that to myself because I know I can't do it. So anyway, hopefully I'll get everything done tomorrow, or at least the next time I start gardening. And by that, I mean, if I wake up tomorrow and my arms are completely sore, then I won't be gardening tomorrow, or at least I'll do some light gardening tomorrow. So anyway, got a lot done. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.